Welcome to a live edition of the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle JCRB Kraus.
Hello, hi, I'm here. What's up? Are you guys ready for some exciting Q&A action? That's what this is, right? It's the action. It's all about the action.
It certainly isn't boring, I'll tell you that.
Things are already hopping over the YouTube chat. It's a crazy time to be in there. And that's with our new rule.
Yeah, big thank you to Jennifer R. for managing the floodgates yet again. And you can help Jen out by please, just ask one question at a time. Don't fill up the chat with all the questions ever. Just ask the one.
Yes.
Wait till you hear the answer and then ask the other one. That helps us to make sure that we can answer one for everybody and not that you'll get lost in the sea of text. So help us help you to help us to help you.
Yes. I'm looking at some of these already. I'm looking at just some of the names that are sending us questions, and I'm already having a giggle. So,
same deal as before. Ask anything you want. We'll get to as many as we can. Again, try to get one from everybody. Mm-hmm. And if you want a guaranteed answer, give us a super chat of any denomination, and they will get priority.
Yes.
Before we get started, I have a little bit of news to share with everybody. Number one, May, the month of May, is my birth month. And we're going to be celebrating by giving y'all a discount over at the Bumble Comic Shop. I am turning 40 and going to put a positive spin on that and give everybody 40% off their entire order at the Bumble Comic Shop. So starting Sunday, May 1st, head on over there, grab some books, and enter the code birthday2022 at checkout, and you will get 40% off. If you are already a patron over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, this will stack with your 10% discount. So you can get up to 50% off. This is stupid, but it is my gift to you because that's how birthdays work, right?
Of course. When you're you, yes. You're
giving me the gift of less stuff in my place, so it all works out.
Indeed.
As an added incentive, the first 10 orders coming in from May 1st will get a copy of IDW's Sonic Free Comic Book Day, which I wrote the new original lead story for.
Nice.
And if you've been on Twitter, you've seen the best joke already spoiled. Thank you for whoever put that out. But
Rude.
There's still other good stuff in there. It looks pretty, at least.
Yes.
That will be first come, first serve, obviously.
Yes.
And once they're gone, they're gone. So if you really, really want one, make sure to visit your local comic shop. But otherwise, jump on the Bumble Comic Shop deal.
Yep.
That's starting Sunday, May 1st. If you're listening to this on Monday, you may still have time.
Nice.
Go for it. Got to try.
I am
also.
Nope, go ahead. Sorry.
No, all right, fine. Also, launching May 1st, I am starting a small personal Patreon of my own. This is going to be just random writings on my part, like dev documents, poems, independent scenes. I'm trying to break myself of the habit of workshopping something to death and never actually doing anything. Brainstorm. Have you actually written anything? No.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would I? I have to figure it all out first. No, I'm really trying to break myself of that. So if you want to see any of that, a patronage of any amount gets you access to everything. And if nobody wants to support that, that's perfectly fine. This is mostly an exercise to get myself to stop some bad habits. But if you're here, that means you might like what I do. So you might like other stuff that I do. So you'll be able to check it out over at patreon.com/Ian Flynn Writing. All of this will be over at bumbleking.com, all the links and all the news and what have you, once it's finally live.
Nice.
But for now, I have taken up entirely too much time talking about myself. We have questions to answer.
What? I mean, we're already up to 30 something. I mean, that's not anything, right? That's not anything. Not at all. I do want to ask first, Ian. What do you think about
Uh-huh.
movie questions? Because we've both seen it now, but
We
there's a
have.
lot of people who have not. And also, it's just, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we have our review, both
Yes.
non-spoilery and very spoilery, coming up next week.
Yeah. And this coming Wednesday will be our movie special episode. We'll be talking about nothing but the movie. So,
So, in the interest of everyone else not getting spoiled who hasn't had a chance to see it yet, because things are still kind of dicey,
yeah.
and not to steal our own thunder, let's try to avoid movie questions for the most part.
Yeah. Yep. If they're too spoilery, yeah, we'll just avoid those. So, yeah, but look forward to our thoughts on Wednesday. You'll be hearing about it. So, all right, without further ado, I think it's time we jump in. Let's jump freaking in because holy crap. Oh man. Oh no, Jennifer stole the first question. She's a patron. It's okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
She's gone mad with power. What fun.
Yeah, well. It's time. It's finally time. She says, this question is for both BumbleKasters. Do you plan on heading to Free Comic Book Day next weekend? And if so, what books are you looking forward to picking up?
I am not, because I am still doing my best to limit my exposure.
Yeah.
Cases here are on the rise, and we're in a situation where we need to be extra cautious. So I'm going to unfortunately have to abstain.
Yes. I might be going to Free Comic Book Day. We'll see. I would like to pick up the Sonic issue, of course, which is written by you, Ian, a brand new story. And so if you have not gone to a Free Comic Book Day yet, here's a good excuse to do so. You can get a free Sonic comic. And let's see, what else is there? There's a new TMNT book for that. There's a few other interesting ones in there. So, yeah, head on over to freecomicbookday.com and find your comic shop and go there and grab some free comics on May 7th, next Saturday. So, check that out. All right. Well, we're already piling up the super chats even, so let's run through those.
Meanwhile, Tenebrae is going to climb into the mic stand. Would you get down?
Cats. Stop with the cats. So many cats. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into it with one super chat question here. Thank you very much from Scurvy Pirate Hog. Since Eggman is clearly a Star Wars nerd, what if Eggman was a Sith?
I don't know. Hearing Mike Pollock deliver Eggman-styled lines for everything Palpatine said would be worth a rewatch of every single freaking movie. Even the one the Palpatine's not even in.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun. That would be fun. I don't know if Eggman has the ability to be a Sith insofar as, well, okay, I'm not 100% sure what Sith entitles anymore. You know, I thought it was just, you know, using the Force for selfish means, you know, the seduction of the easy power grab. But there seems to be something else to it with the whole eye color change, and I don't know. Someone who's more up to date on the current Star Wars lore can correct me. But I don't think Eggman could get into the mindset of something like the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you go with the midichlorian excuse or if you keep with the far superior, more metacontextual idea of a ambient energy will, that just doesn't seem to jive with Eggman. If he can't like quantify it and bottle it, he's probably not really going to be interested in it. The Chaos Emeralds are, you know, nice little concise nuggets of that kind of power, but that's still something that he can hold. That's something he can plug into a device. the Force is something that you need to reach out with your own will and your heart, and I don't think he has the discipline to do that.
Alrighty. Next question is from Alex120. Nope. Okay, things are getting moved around. Okay, things are happening. What's going on? All right. My list is moving on me, and I don't know what's going on, and I'm scared. Okay, looks like it might be done. Okay. We have another super chat here from Jamal S. They have a request to Ivan and Kyle. Can you guys say ooh woo?
Ooh.
Ooh woo. Also, hi Ivan. Is that your new name now?
Duh. I am Ivan.
Duh.
In Soviet BumbleKast, we ask you.
It's not the first time we've said that.
It's still not any funnier, but you know.
Well, you know, it's not the
I'm a
first
creature
time.
of habit.
Not the first time we've said ooh woo though either.
No, neither.
No. Nah. Nothing new there. All right, here's a super chat from Alex120. Could Silver be from Little Planet? Does he unknowingly channel his power from the Time Stones?
No. I can say that with reasonable certainty.
Alrighty.
That would be a nice way to tie things together, but no, that's not it.
Okie dokie. Here's a super chat from Joey the Sonic fan. In the post Super Genesis Wave timeline, did Bunny and Antoine's honeymoon on Coco Island with Tails meet the Battlebird Armada like in the original timeline?
I'm gonna say no. I would have to go back and look at it again to see if it could potentially fit safely, but it's probably safer just to say post reboot was very different in general than pre reboot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's a super chat question here from Omega Watt. Totally fine if you can't answer this one, but what was your initial reaction to getting offered to write for Sonic Frontiers? Keep being rad, y'all.
I think this is safe to say it was exciting. It was vindicating. You know? 15 years, I've reached the mountaintop. I have achieved what 8-year-old me wouldn't dare dream I could do.
Yes.
So now that feather's in my cap, it's like, okay, now what?
Yep.
Nice.
What
is the next mountain to climb? And if anybody from Paramount is listening, let me write one line of dialogue for the script, please, just so my name can be in there.
Let him write it.
Just the one little thing, just so I can say it.
You could let him write an episode of Knuckles at least. Come on.
I'll be your friend.
I can tell you, Ian's a good friend. All right, let's jump over into the standard questions for a little bit. Thank you guys so much for all your super chats. Wow, holy crap. They're very much appreciated. We'll be getting to them as soon as we can, but we also want to give the other folks a chance to ask their questions too. So be patient, and we will get there. We'll get there. All right, here's a question from Den Devil. My question is kind of big. Can I post it in 2 comments in a row?
Is that the question?
That's what the question is.
I
mean, here's the thing. I don't like pre-read these. So what you see, what you hear is what you get.
For the interest of time and making sure that, you know, we understand what you're asking, try to keep it concise. Like, if your question is 2 paragraphs long, maybe question yourself on what exactly you're asking.
Yeah. If your question is extra long, go ahead and email us. BumbleKast@yahoo.com or anything like that. Like, longer questions, please direct those to the more appropriate venue.
I'm making an assumption here, so I could be wrong, but a lot of the longer questions we get are from folks who are kind of trying to justify the answer that they want me to give beforehand. It's like, here's all my rationalization. Don't you agree? And that's fine, but that's not so much a question as you're just looking for validation. For this show, let's keep it for something a little snappier and a little more concise so that, you know, I'm not disagreeing with you live on air. That's not good for anybody. That's not fun.
Yeah, and also, yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I
No,
didn't have
that's
anything
it.
else. That was it. Okay. Also, we really do need to start cranking through these, Ian. There's like,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Here's one from Pedanticat. Let's say modern Eggman legit gave up his evil ways and became friends with Sonic. How does that dynamic work exactly, and how does Metal Sonic handle all of this?
If he decides that, you know what, maybe this whole Mr. Tinker thing was a good idea after all, Sonic would be wary at first, but he of the entire cast would be the first to say, yeah, okay, you started a new leaf. You turned over a new leaf, and this is what you've chosen to do. Good on you. Everyone else would be much warier, and I don't know if they would ever quite buy into it. Some more than others, but it would definitely be a lingering concern. Metal Sonic would be losing his ever loving mind because he's not allowed to kill Sonic anymore. He's not allowed to replace Sonic. What does he do? What is his purpose then? What is his function? And he's been hard coded to be loyal to Eggman, so he can't really go off on his own anymore. Poor little thing would probably just like completely shut down, have a whole boot error, and just collapse somewhere.
Something like that, yeah. Yep. And here's one from Jeffrey St. John. Ian, I see you used to write some issues of Jughead. What was it like writing about a mainline Archie character, and did you have any interactions with other writers on the series?
Yep, give me 1 second to refresh my memory on that.
Didn't you write that with Mark Waid?
That's who I thought it was. I couldn't remember exactly.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, Mark Waid. Yeah. Okay, because Mark Waid was doing the new Archie stuff.
He was doing the main line.
And so we co-wrote a couple issues of Jughead, and that, from what I remember, was Mark came up with the premise and kind of the main beats, and I took the first pass at the script, and then he put his own polish on it from there. So it was a collaborative effort, but it was also somewhat detached because one, there was a deadline to meet, and two, we both worked fairly independently. So there was a couple of emails to touch base, see if we were in sync, and then a lot of trust was just it's Mark Waid. I'm not going to contradict Mark Waid. So send it off. He does his thing, and it went from there. Nice. I think he handled like the primary edits from editorial too. So
nice.
But no, super cool, super easy to work with, and it was fun.
Very cool. And we got a question here from Vlad C. We've seen Sonic teams Yui Karasuno and Yuji Uekawa contribute art for covers of IDW Sonic. What are the chances we could see a story written by Itaro Toyota or even Iizuka?
I don't know. They are very, very busy, from my understanding, so I don't know if they would have time. But I imagine that if they were to contact IDW and pitch something, it would probably go through.
All right. And here's a question from Sahi. Do you think Gemerald can copy or learn new skills like Emerald used to, or maybe like Metal Sonic does?
The nature of Gemerald's abilities are kind of vague, but I'm not sure. It's also a question of just how much his weaponization was left by Tails when Tails, repaired and restored him. Obviously, he's got some kick to him because this is an action title, and Gemerald has done some pretty cool stuff, but I don't know if he's got because he didn't really have the copy ability in Sonic Advance 3. He could integrate into the boss robots, but even that apparently is a point of contention. So I don't know.
All right. One at a time, guys. One question at a time, please. Yes. Please. If you have one question already outstanding, please hold your continued questions until your current outstanding question has been answered. So, all right, here's one from Nickel Plated. This is a super chat, by the way. Thank you. Switch back over to those for a little bit. Did Rough and Tumble ever steal a rhyming dictionary as mentioned in the beginning of the Zombot arc? I need to know if mine is in danger of being stolen from them. It's a big problem.
I feel like there actually was a line at one point about them having a dictionary, and it unfortunately got cut for some reason. I can't remember now the details, but yes, they absolutely have a rhyming dictionary. They have a thesaurus.
It's important.
And it usually gets destroyed when they have an argument over how best to complete their signature rhyme, and then they have to go steal another one. So yes, yours is absolutely in danger. Be on the lookout for very angry skunks looking for literature.
And here's one from Chaos Sonic 1. Did you manage to catch Crush 40 singing Fastest Thing Alive?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I was just want to say, that was just Johnny Gioeli. No Jun Sunaway involved in there, so only half of Crush 40.
But still.
Yes. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm listening to him go, wait, is that?
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
He's got it. It's him!
Yes. It's very cool. It's this very strange intersection of modern and classic. That I'm ready for it, though. I'm ready.
I feel like it's somehow a summation of the fandom in and of itself, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing ever truly goes away. All of it is celebrated for all time.
Indeed. All right, we got another super chat here from Israel Daniels. Thank you very much for all your super chats, folks. You've said Mr. Tinker was never meant to last as long as he had in the IDW stories. Has this idea changed due to fan response?
It has made me look at it a little differently. Like, what was it that got people so interested in the first place? Or why is it that they cling to this so ardently? But you can't really return to it because you can't change Eggman. Eggman's got to be Eggman. And there could be ways to have them coexist, but I feel like that would be kind of a cop-out for everything that Belle has endured. Ultimately, I'm kind of hands-off because it's Evan's book now. So if she wants to revisit that idea somehow, more power to her. I have no plans for that myself because, one, I don't know when I'm going to be contributing to the book again. And two, I still don't see any great reason to go back to it.
Yes. And here's a question, super chat from J Chance. Why do people relate more to Luigi than Mario?
I think because Luigi has shown more breadth of character.
He's definitely been more developed as a character.
Yeah. I mean, Mario has shown some characterization, but he's by design meant to be an everyman.
Yeah.
And almost hollow templates for you to put your own perception into. Whereas Luigi has been shown to be scared, but still brave in the face of that fear, still showing determination, sometimes a little greedy. He's shown to have more relatable flaws, whereas Mario is just generally there.
Yeah, Luigi also actually talks. Like he goes on long stories in the Paper Mario games. Like he's going on his own adventures and telling the stories about those. So I think he's just more of an interesting character more than Mario, just in terms of how they're characterized. So I think that's why. All right, let's jump back over into the standard Q&A for a little bit from Syed C. Best Sonic lookalike, robots, Shadow, evil doppelgangers, etc. in the Sonic franchise?
Oh, Metal Sonic.
Yeah, Metal Sonic's one of the coolest. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's like the most popular answer, but there's a reason for that. He was the OG doppelganger. He
Yeah.
was the coolest one. You know, young me was freaking out over the handful of screenshots and clips from the anime that were, leaking out at the smallest possible resolution you could get away with on 90s internet. Like, nah, Metal Sonic is just the coolest. He set the bar, and frankly, it has not been surpassed.
Yeah. Yep. Although, really, honestly, I mean, this is not a Sonic look-alike because it is Sonic, but that roboticized version of Sonic from Mecha Madness, that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
rad. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
badass. That one looks pretty
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah. Spaz, you genius. Nice. All right, here's one from Marshall H. I know everyone's all Sonic Archie collection this and Mega Man revival that, but I'm here to ask the real kind of serious questions. What are the chances of a Sonic X omnibus?
Mm. I don't know. That would, I guess, be between Sega and Archie.
Probably.
Sega doesn't seem to be inclined to acknowledge previous versions of the show, so they may not want to see it done. But I mean, the file should be there. It should be physically doable.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what the relationship is between them and Archie anymore. So I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that would be something that they would consider, or if somebody else could work out the rights to the reprints. That's a big, I don't know. But if you do want to see such a thing, that would be something that you direct towards the Sonic social media channels. They are incredibly receptive. They are the closest thing fans have to a direct line to the people who make decisions. So, hit a bump on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever they are, and say, what would be great? A Sonic X omnibus, please and thank you. And I don't know, maybe if we can get a toaster, sure to high heaven, we can get a book.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. And we got a question here from Hypermetaru. If Amy possessed the powers of the Phantom Ruby, would the Ruby corrupt her, or would she be able to handle it just fine?
I don't know if the Phantom Ruby is corruptive in and of itself. I think it's more reflective of who is holding it. Like, when Eggman held it in the prequel comic, he saw visions of the empire that he wanted. When Infinite made contact with it, he saw the absolute ruination that he wished for the world. So if Amy were to get it, it would probably create something close to utopia because she wants the best for everyone. So, I mean, Phantom Ruby would be a good thing in her hands in that case.
All right, here's one from nope, we just did that one. Sorry. Here's one from Katari Station. If Team Sonic and Team Rose switch roles, would Amy's conflict against Eggman or Shadow be more different?
Switched roles. All right, are we talking like specifically to heroes or
I think if they're like, as in like the roles of the characters in the franchise, like if Amy were the main hero instead of Sonic, and I mean, which version of Team Rose we talking? Blaze, Amy, and Cream, or Big Amy and Cream, or I don't know. There's probably been a couple mutations.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the crux of the question again?
If Team Sonic and Team Rose switch roles, would Amy's conflict against Eggman or Shadow be more different?
I don't think so. Because Amy herself is proactive and she wants, again, what's best for everyone. And she is more willing to talk things out. So any conflict she would have with Eggman or Shadow would not really change whether she's in the lead role or supporting role. She's got her own methods of dealing with conflict, and that wouldn't necessarily change.
Right. All right. Here's one from Raphael C. I heard the name of Sonic's planet is not defined yet, but how so? Some games like Riders called it Earth. Is it not Earth?
Actually, was just in a meeting about that, so stay tuned.
Dun dun dun. Knowing smile?
Yeah, we'll chalk that up to an annoying smile.
Yeah. Maybe an annoying smile for some people.
It's if you put anything definitive, if you define anything for surezies in Sonic, it's gonna nettle someone.
It's going to inevitably change too.
I mean, yeah, like the folks who liked Two Worlds coming out of the woodwork when that was finally put to bed.
Yeah.
So,
oh,
personally, I'm just happy that there will be some kind of resolution, an actual answer.
Yep. All right, let's see if we can catch up on some of these super chats, Ian, because wow, it is a lot, and we're very much appreciated. Thank you. Someone actually joined and became a member also, I see, during the show here. So thank you. Oh, someone else just did too. You guys are wow. All right. All right. Here's another one from Jamal S. Ivan and Kyle, when will we see a return of Knuckles, Blaze, and Silver to the IDW comic?
I'm Ivan now. Okay.
He's calling you Ivan. I don't know if it's a typo or if it's like an in joke.
Whichever, I can roll with it.
Okay.
I'm calling you Ivan.
You don't have to. It's Jamal's name for me. Knuckles is showing up in Free Comic Book Day. Silver and Blaze, I think I know when they're coming back.
Uh-oh. Something's going on. I don't know what.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, go ahead.
I think I know when they're due back, but I don't want to spoil it. So I'm just going to say soon-ish, I think.
All right, cool. Here's a question from Sonic High. Kyle didn't say, so does he know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man?
You know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Who lives on Drury Lane?
Yeah, that Muffin Man.
Yo. Nah, I never met him.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Very stylish gumdrop buttons.
Oh, cool. He seems pretty funny in that movie. That one movie.
Yes, I know I screwed up the joke. That was actually the gingerbread man wearing the buttons. Next question.
Here's one from Joey the Sonic fan. Another super chat. What's every IDW Sonic villain's favorite color?
Oh, goodness. Eggman, red. Starline, that weird mauve purple that he's always wearing. Rough and Tumble like each other's colors. Mimic doesn't have a favorite because he can be any color, literally. Zavok and the Deadly Six hate the concept of color. They don't like anything bright and cheerful or remotely likable, so that's why they just hate everything.
Okay.
Because Sonic's world is brightly technicolored.
Sounds good.
Metal Sonic likes blue, obviously.
But the blue he likes is better than Sonic's favorite shade of blue.
It's the one true blue.
Yes. It's better than Sonic's shade of blue.
Clutch likes shiny gold. Sure, why not?
Okay. And what about, did you say Surgeon Kits?
Oh, Surge, she likes her own vibrant green, and Kit likes whatever Surge tells him to like.
As always. All right, we got a question here from 120 Mask. Another super chat. About the whole hedgehogs only going super. Why would the ancient echidnas want the Chaos Emeralds if they couldn't use them? Also, the good ending of S3 and K, you need Hyper Nux to get the good end. Well, if you're playing as Knuckles, yes, but other than
that. Because, Eggman can't go super and he still uses the emeralds. So, presumably, Pachimaka and the tribe thought that they could use them for whatever they were going to do. Didn't quite work out for them, so we'll never know if they could use them or not. And, I mean, you're right. Knuckles' ending requires the emeralds to have the good ending, but What can I tell you?
There's a lot of things, you know.
I can tell you what the status quo is now, and I guarantee you can find the exception to the rule. If more than one, probably. That I can't help. I don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what I know, how it is now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And we got a super chat here from Joe M. Thank you. Most writers aren't geniuses, so do you have advice on how to write smart characters without unintentionally sounding like a fool?
I am honestly very afraid of that myself. The you have to construct the scenario in which their intelligence is not too accessible. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. Let me just put it that way. You need to find a way to present your character as knowledgeable and able to apply that knowledge in a way that nobody else can without making them absolutely insufferable. Looking at you, Reed Richards. And I don't know if there is a good way to do that. I mean, it's easy with Eggman. He's supposed to be a jerk, so you can have him be domineering and condescending and the smartest man in the room, and you're supposed to dislike him. So that's an easy out. But someone like Tails, it's a lot harder to find that balance so that he doesn't seem like a Gary Stu who's able to outthink every problem. But he's also supposed to be really smart. So I do not have a good answer for that. It's kind of like a just case by case basis, and look at media that does it right or does it well, or at least does it in a way that you enjoy, and try to deconstruct how they do it and replicate that.
Cool. Here's another super chat from OzJam H. Hey guys, my friend has a question about Starline, their personal fave. What music genre does he like to listen to? Also, from both of you guys, what is quite possibly the strangest piece of Sonic media minus Archie? Too easy.
Starline enjoys a wide variety of things. He's more inclined to classical music for its technical composition, but he enjoys anything that is thoughtful and well put together. As for weirdest, I don't know, man. Like Archie's certainly weird, but for me, Sonic the Comic feels weirder. But I didn't grow up reading that.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of Sonic the Comic fans who look at Archie going, "What is this?"
Yep.
So
what is this? What is
the
this
grass
nonsense?
is always weirder on the other side.
Yes. Yeah, like Sonic the Comic's pretty weird. The old manga, the really old manga, like the original one where it was called Nikki, that's very weird to me. And let's see. What else? What else was there? Those are the two main ones. I guess the OVA movie kind of thing is a little weird. But, I mean, in terms of the series overall, it's actually kind of quaint in some ways.
I don't know.
Same
all
time,
civilization lives on ice bridges in the sky, while the old New York is in a dark dimension below.
I mean, that is weird.
And the president's daughter is a cat girl.
Like, well, I mean,
it's weird. It's weird.
This is, I mean, I know, but I mean, it's a Sonic universe. Of course, the president's daughter is a cat girl. I mean,
granted, we haven't seen if the president in SA2 has a daughter. Mm-hmm. So
it's true. All right, we got one here. Another super chat from Scurvy Pirate Hog. Thank you. SEGA allows you to bring back the Freedom Fighters, but only 3 of them, and it has to follow the Sonic Heroes teams of 3 concept. How would you do it?
Oh, Lord. Oof. That's,
Only 3 of them, huh? Who plays Speed? That's the thing.
I mean, Sally's got to come back.
Well, yeah,
I mean, out of everyone, I think she's got, like, the assurance in.
Yeah.
So, and she's fairly quick and nimble, so we can kind of cheat and say speed there. She's not really a power type,
No,
and she's
that's
definitely not a flying type.
that's Bunny would be the power type.
Yeah, and if we go strictly Sat AM, she
Mhm.
didn't have the rocket boots in that, so she was the muscle.
Rocket boots?
Rocket feet, whatever you want to call it.
Oh.
So I guess there's the power. But nobody could fly.
Nicole?
I mean, maybe if you go the Archie route and give her the HoloLinks form,
Yeah.
and give that as like kind of a digital energy projection, maybe.
Otherwise, there's Dulcie.
Yeah, but if we go the Sat AM design,
It's
she's gigantic.
bit out of place, yeah.
I mean, you could go with the post reboot design.
Give Rotor a jetpack. I mean,
yeah, but then
he's an inventor type, huh?
Then you can give anybody a jetpack.
I know, but that's about it. That's like all I could think of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Antoine. He kind of loses out no matter what.
I know. Poor guy. He'll just start his own team. Consisting of himself.
Why would I be needing anyone else on the team? I can do all of it. I'm always saying I'm quite the fly, yeah?
Yes. Are we going to have to do an Antoine Q&A special now?
Please no, my accent there is absolutely awful.
Well, I mean, so was Antoine's.
Yeah, but Rob Paulson has talent.
Okay, fine. Whatever. All right, let's switch back over to some standard questions for a little bit. Sorry, guys, we're trying to get caught up, but man, these streams, Ian, are becoming like a microcosm of the reality of doing this show overall now. Like, just absolutely inundated with questions from both standard and priority.
That's because people are excited, and
it's a constant
I love the fact
stream.
that they feel so encouraged to give to the show. You guys are awesome. Do not let Kyle's weakness frighten you away.
No. I'm not telling you to stop. I'm not telling you guys to stop, but I am saying I'm just trying to give some context of like why is it taking so long? Why is it taking so long for them to answer my question? It's because there's a lot.
And you keep talking about it. Stop talking about it. Ask them.
All right, here we go. Here's one from Stephen A. Hey, Ian and Kyle, hypothetical question. You get the chance to talk to your favorite deceased author. Which author do you speak to, and what do you talk about? Is it Mark Twain?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. My favorite deceased author. I don't know if I really have one.
I think all of mine are still alive.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Although, in general, if they were to come back, depending on the nature of their resurrection, who better to ask what comes after than a writer?
Yeah. I'm seeing Stan Lee suggested that could be interesting. Talking to him might be interesting. Maybe Jack Kirby would also be a fascinating one, but that's I wouldn't say those guys are necessarily my favorite dead writers, but I don't know. Here's a question from Madam Mobius. You once criticized forces for not showing the world in the war. If you had free reign over what you could show, how would you show the effects of the metal virus around the world?
I mean, I think we spent so much time on it, we wouldn't really need to revisit it more. But if we had like some kind of special like one-off in addition to the special one-off we did in the annual, I guess. Oh Lord. if there were no restraints and we could see the whole world. I don't know how deeply we would need to get into it, because ultimately the story is, and then things got worse. And we got that idea from the arc as it was. So seeing how it affected like Empire City or Adabat or any of those places would be neat, but that would just be window dressing.
Yeah.
I can't off the top of my head think of an immediate reason we would need to showcase every little corner of the world just to show how miserable everyone was during the epidemic.
All right, here's one from Sam S. What are your thoughts on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, specifically their pioneer-like success in the podcasting scene/industry? Not a fan of the person, personally. Not big on Joe as a person. In terms of podcasting, I would prefer to kind of look at the Adventure Zone guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand the appeal of having a universal platform so that you cannot have any claims of favoritism, but with that comes the responsibility of validating whoever appears on that platform.
Right.
By giving them that platform and that chance to voice their opinions, which can be dangerously incorrect. You are, whether you intend to or not, you are advocating for it. You are giving them the chance to espouse whatever nonsense it is they're spreading. So I understand the principle behind having a universal platform and a chance to not show any kind of bias. But at the same time, if you allow for, I'm trying to pick my words very carefully here.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow folks to promote these dangerous and destructive ideas, then it is no different than promoting them yourself. And I know that walks a real fine line with censorship, but there has to be a line drawn somewhere.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on to maybe something a little lighter. This one from Alec J. In Imposter Syndrome number 3, Starline says he was able to extract Sonic and Shadow's biodata of Neo. But how is it possible if in issue 12, Starline says all of Neo's biodata got corrupted?
He was able to get smidgets of it, not full-on copies, but he was able to get enough to work with.
All right, here's one from Hyder S. In SA2, Shadow figures out that Rouge is a government spy. In IDW, Clutch knows that she's a world-famous thief. Can Rouge keep up the secret spy thief thing if everyone knows who she is? It's like the Marvel universe, you know. There's no actual secret identities except Spider-Man's, and even then, it's kind of
Yeah. Like, is she supposed to be top secret though? Because
yeah, it's never.
I mean,
really
that's kind of
said.
assumed, because if she's supposed to be a spy, you would think being famous would undercut that. But I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of Rouge the Bats out there, and I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can only write around and rationalize so many things.
it's true. Here's one from Michael B. Mega Beatman proposed a good question during his video review. Is Omega susceptible to Eggman's control signal like Bell?
Presumably. However, when Tails helped to reconstruct him, you would think he would have put some kind of failsafe in there.
Yep. Maybe.
I mean, even when Eggman had him reintegrated into his super mecha, Omega still had a degree of free will. He did not like the fact that he was being used. So there may be just something hard-coded into him that allows him to be very independent.
Yes. All right, let's jump back over into some Super Chat questions for a bit. This one here is from Solar Stain. We see Amy Rose with fortune/tarot cards in issue number 45, and she claims I'm an expert practitioner. Is she familiar with the occult? Is she a witch? Burn her. Oh, no. Don't do that.
No, it's not occult. It's the fortune cards are like absolute surface level mysticism, like not even true magic.
Yeah, no magic in Sonic's world. I mean, you've said that. I don't know.
I wasn't even going there, but yeah, I guess there's that too.
I mean, it's just like money. No money, no magic. Never mind how all the magical stuff works. There's no magic. Don't pay attention to that. Here's one from the Spooky Mage. Super chat. Thank you. A while ago, you mentioned there were opportunities to introduce sticks, but Sega said no. I'm curious if you can share what those might have been.
I remember the original pitch was that at the end of the Neo Metal arc, when the big fight was happening on Angel Island, it was going to be revealed that Styx had been on the island this whole time, just hiding out. And she doesn't know who Knuckles is because they never ran into each other. And she would be helping to protect the island because that's her home. And then when everyone else shows up, she's completely bamboozled. How are these people here? Master what? Emerald thing? What? What are you talking about? No. She's always been on this island out in the wilds, which I thought was rather funny. And it would give her and Knuckles something to, interact over. And maybe she decides to watch over things so Knuckles can get off that rock. But it would be a lot to introduce there at the end with that big confrontation. So it makes sense that we cut that in the end. Beyond that, I don't remember if I had anything pitched in Metal Virus, but doesn't immediately spring to mind. So I guess I wasn't that beholden to the idea.
Yeah. Here's a question from Jams. Now that the Sonic movie is a success, what Sega franchises do you want to see get an MCU? Resist the urge to say Panzer Dragoon, Ian. Or I'm going to add in resist the urge to say Skies of Arcadia, Ian.
See, I feel like if I said Skies of Arcadia, it'd be a monkey's paw, because to see that rendered on the big screen would be gorgeous, but I would want them to do it my way.
Yeah.
And that's entirely my bias. That is 100% my hangups. So
yeah.
Apparently we're getting a Streets of Rage movie.
I mean, maybe. Like, there's a lot of things where people acquire the movie rights, but never actually do anything with it. So I'm kind of doubtful.
I wouldn't mind a Lord of the Rings-esque Golden Axe. It doesn't have to be 3 movies long, but something with a nice budget and a very realized fantasy world, and maybe a little more shticky since it is a beat 'em up. Have kind of a Conan the Barbarian style movie, but with a budget.
I don't know. Jet Set Radio might be pretty fun to have a movie universe. That'd be pretty good. I could see that.
You need the right stunt coordinator for it, though.
Yeah, and you'd also need the right soundtrack, which is just the soundtrack from the game. Let's see what else. You can make a Daytona USA movie. Oh, they already did that. It's called Days of Thunder. Never mind. It's the same freaking thing.
The last level of Rez is basically an indie film in and of itself. So.
Yeah. Just watch that. All right. And here's one from a super chat from Testing. Are the rules on Son Amy changing for you now? In a recent video on the Japanese social media, Sonic seems pretty comfortable going on dates with Amy.
Oh, really?
Uh-oh. Oh, really? Oh, really?
That might be something to investigate and bring up at some point.
Da-da-da. Uh-oh. And we got another super chat question here from Jams again. Sega's decided to bring back Sir Connery as part of the main cast in the games permanently. How do you implement him? Bring him
Do I
back.
have to.
Bring him back. That's right.
Oh Lord.
He shows up and he's like he's just the cool guy who does the cool stuff with the cool sword.
I mean, I guess if he plays like Black Knight, that's a gameplay style that works.
Well, he's part of the main cast. It doesn't mean he's playable.
Silly me wanting to have playable characters in a video game series.
Why would you want that? Someone said one time. Someone made fun of Sonic one time for having so many furry friends, and now for more than 10 years, we've only been able to play as Sonic because of that.
Having someone who appears to be Sonic's senior, who is stalwart in his heroism and lays it on a little thick.
Yeah.
In comparison to Sonic's much more laid back attitude, that might be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't really have necessarily a workaholic paladin in the cast. So, yeah, all right. Having a Dudley Do-Right style character in the mix could be kind of fun.
I think
he's not going to be fully antagonistic because he's a good guy, but maybe he's a bit try hard for everyone else's tastes.
Yeah. And we got a question here from Batty Bowers. Good evening, Bumblebees. Just wanted to ask what the reasons behind the discontinuation of the Sonic Universe volumes were. There were only 8 published, but there were more volumes to come out.
The license ended.
Yeah. The license ended and Sega elected not to renew it.
That's anything that
reasons.
Was in production got the plug pulled on it. Doesn't matter how far along it was.
Yep. That's
everything just immediately went stop. All pages that had been semi-completed went in the trash. All scripts never to be used. Everything just out the window.
Yep. And that includes any re-releases, any reprints or books, collections, anything like that. All got the axe. Unfortunately, that's why there's you can find solicits and cover art for some of the issues of Archie Sonic that never came out. And of course, it's been a few artists that have shared page art and stuff too. So, unfortunately, that's just the nature of the beast. Here's a question, super chat question from Finest Cacophony. Good evening, chaps. Just finished work and I'm a little too tired for the stream, so got a small one for you. What's Starline's go-to strong drink?
Just a straight whiskey on the rocks.
Yep, that seems like him. Here's a super chat from Testing. Do the adjustments in Sega Sonic canon come straight from Sonic Team, or do you have considerable influence in canonicity decisions? Thinking of how much you can say.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I can't think of a clever way to answer around this one, so I'm just going to have to abstain on that one.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, which is, an answer in of itself, but I can only say so much. I can only be so candid.
Yes.
99% comes from the bosses in Japan.
Comes from not you.
Yeah.
We'll say. Okay. Yep. And here we go. One from John the Real Waluigi. How would you write a true Mario and Sonic crossover arc, and which Mushroom Kingdom cast members would you include in the arc?
I am pretty sure we answered this one this year.
I'm sure we've answered it a couple times, but sometimes it's fun to revisit it. But
I think what I said last time was, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to be too clever with it, because people want to see a Sonic versus Mario thing. and then a Sonic and Mario team up to beat Bowser and Eggman together.
Right.
Do you see that coming from a mile away? Of course you do. Is that what most people want? Absolutely. It basically would be the plot of Worlds Collide, just with Mario stuff instead of Mega Man. Is it original? Not terribly.
No.
Is it satisfying because you have all your toys together in the same place at the same time? Yes. And that's what it is. It's like 99% fan service, that kind of crossover. You need the core cast to be sure. You need Mario and Luigi and Peach and Yoshi, Toad. Darn it, I want Toadsworth back. He seems to have been shuffled off to the Shadow Realm or something.
He's in the movie apparently.
So what I've heard.
Cats attack over there.
Yeah, the cats are being really obnoxious today for some reason.
Have you considered putting them outside?
No, because I don't want them to jump off the balcony. And it's very loud with that door open.
Oh,
And
whatever.
I don't want them to claw their way through the screen door.
Oh, whatever.
Bowser for sure. Bowser Jr. Absolutely. The Koopalings would be nice, but the Mario cast can balloon out of control really darn fast. So,
well, I mean, same with Sonic.
that's true. So I don't know. At least if we're talking like you get one shot of this crossover, I tried to keep it to as concise a cast as possible, and then maybe indulge in some background cameos. Save the extended bloated cast for Worlds Unite Mario Edition.
Oh no. Maybe with a little more time and being able to write that, you might be able to refine it a little more.
I mean, oh no, here comes the Deadly Six again. What's that? Here comes the DK crew. Okay, they'll handle that.
Yep.
And then just, every so often in the background, you see Donkey Kong punching Zavok in the face. And that's all you get.
Also, apparently you said postable.
That's entirely possible.
And now I want a postable, a never-ending postable from Olive Garden. When you're here, family, use promo code Bumble for 20% off for nothing, because they don't know what Bumble is. They don't know who we are. Don't go to Olive Garden. Here's one from Restupe. Is Sega more willing to let you get away with stuff if the pitch is clearly designed to be a one-off story that is likely to never be referenced again?
It's hard to say, because what used to work in the Archie days doesn't necessarily work today. And stuff that I would never get away with back then is much more closer to acceptable now. So I'm kind of relearning what is tolerable and what's not. We kind of in that vein, when we pitched Starline and the Warp Topaz, it was made very clear from the get-go that the Warp Topaz would be destroyed at the end of the arc so that it would never show up again. Here's our MacGuffin for the story, and we're not adding anything to the greater Sonic canon because it's going to write itself out. And at the very end, they requested that we leave it ambiguous so that it could possibly stick around. So, but I don't know if that would be like a surefire way to get something to go through. And even then, if your intent is to, introduce something just to get rid of it, just to say that you got it in there, I feel like that's cutting off your nose to spite your face. It'd be better to have something that actually has an impact and a meaning to the story than try to find some kind of wiggle room or loophole just to get the credit of getting it in.
Yep. All right, Ian, we've been at this for over an hour, so we've got a lot of questions to get through. So I'm going to jump back over to the standard questions for a little bit.
Going to go ahead and say here, we're going to cut off Super Chats at 7:30.
Yeah.
Not that we don't love your support. We greatly appreciate it, but we want to make sure that we can get to all the Super Chats that have been submitted already and to get to some of the standard questions. So,
yep. And also 7:30, if you're not on the East Coast of the US, that's 30 minutes from now.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's
Thank you.
make that clear.
That is very important. Yes.
Yes. 30 minutes from this very moment. And here's one from Necromage. In the IDW universe, is the reason why Metal Sonic is still evil despite Omega and Gemerald defying their programming because he is genuinely evil?
He's not bad. He's just built that way. No, it's like, as far as I understand, it's canon that Eggman has built him to be loyal. Like, after the whole Sonic Heroes thing, he's been hardwired to be loyal. Even if he doesn't like it, he's never going to be able to rebel like he did back in Heroes.
All right, here's one from Certified Nobody. Do flip-flops still exist in a sinful world with gross blob feet? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Amy's wearing them in the Sonic Adventure art, right?
Yeah, you can put on sandals in Sonic Forces.
And they conform to your weird blobby feet. Yep, that's true.
Yeah. Ugh.
Funky.
Apparently there is always room for Jello.
Alrighty. Okie dokie. And Elena B has a question. What are some of the Archie/IDW covers that are most memorable to you? Feel free to branch out to non-Sonic series as well. Wow.
Let's see. The Mecha Madness special for sure.
Oh yeah. And the intro issue for it too is very striking. Like the one that kicks off the special.
You mean the frontispiece with the screaming shadow being projected by the body?
Yeah.
Yeah, that good stuff.
Yep.
Let's see. I mean, the first cover for Endgame is iconic. I mean, that tells you everything about the story right there. That is a pick up and read the book cover right there for sure.
The final issue of Worlds Collide, I think, with Supersonic and Super Mega Man on the front. That's good. That's real good right there.
The Supersonic cover at the end of Genesis.
Yeah. I think all the Genesis covers, actually, I like those a lot, personally.
Sonic 175, the Eggman wins cover.
Yeah. The one of Eggman holding Sonic up in chains is one of those weird ones that actually is like, whoa, what the heck?
I seem to remember
This went hard.
The original version of it was there were no chains. He was just holding him up by like the scruff of the neck. And that was deemed too violent. So the chains were the less violent solution, apparently.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, that one's pretty wild. What else?
Pretty much Spaz covers in general, but like the ones he did in the early 20s and 30s.
Oh man, Sonic 25, yes.
Oh yeah.
I love Sonic 25's cover. It's such a great one.
There was one cover you did, was it number 30 something? It's the one with the extremely weird antibodies and French fries and all that.
Yeah, that's 33. Stuff. That's like there's
like the cover is Sonic in this extremely detailed gooey biological nightmare, and you're like, what is this?
Yeah,
this looks exciting and like science horror. And then you get to the main story and it's like, oh wow, that cover went way harder than it had to.
Yes it did. The wrestling variant of issue 269, nice, is hilarious. That's from Champions, I believe. with Eggman jumping off the top rope on the Sonic. Glorious.
And then there's of course the one for, I forget which Sonic X it was, but with El Gran Gordo standing there in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Legendary. Absolutely amazing. Love those. Love those silly covers. Love those. All right, next question is from Honey and Lemon. Amy said in one issue to Rouge that Sonic practically raised Tails. In the IDW universe, how long is it implied that the two have known each other, and how old was Tails likely when they met?
They've known each other since the events of Sonic 2.
And did the events of Sonic 2 happen? Dun, dun, dun.
Apparently a year ago. So
I
don't know, man. It's their continuity.
I'm confused. Scared.
Sonic Generations is, Sonic's birthday. Apparently it's only been a year since all this crazy crap's happened. And Sonic is still not a year older. So
SEGA. We need to have a talk. What are you doing? 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 I can't. Anyway, this is a question from S Shining. Trunks and Silver meet. How would they interact? What would they do? And what would they talk about? And how would they react to each other's story?
they'd find everything. They'd see a lot of similarities. But otherwise, I think they'd get along swimmingly. They are very similar in terms of personality and age and, drive to do good, change fate and all that. Heck, throw Lucina in there out of Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
They could have a support group. And Silver's looking between the two of them going, I need a sword.
Of course he does.
They talk about how confusing time travel is and how disconcerting it is to go back in time, and the culture shock of going from ruination to splendor.
Mm-hmm.
They all start griping like old people. The people of this age don't appreciate what they've got.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I imagine it's very wholesome.
Yeah. Also, going back to the previous question, I'm reading this one here. It's like Pokemon. Years pass, women can be impregnated and give birth, but Ash is still 10.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here we are. Yep. And here's a question from Rez. How many Super Emeralds exist in Archie Comics? 7. If someone absorbed all of them, would there be the Archie version of Hyper?
Because the Super Emeralds pre-reboot were weird. They okay, no. Because I remember I was really scratching my head when I was putting this together for the encyclopedia. And if I remember correctly, the 7 Super Emeralds were the special chow called the 7 Servers. And they all went off into whatever Valhalla, Neverland place to call in Chaos Go at the end of the adventure arc.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counted the Black Super Emerald. It was weird. It was real weird.
Things are weird. That's why they had to reboot and get rid of all that junk. Here's a question from Darker. In Archie Comics, if someone can't turn super with the Chaos Emeralds, could they turn super with a Super Emerald?
In pre-reboot, I don't think so, because when Sonic had the green Super Emerald, he went through a bunch of elemental forms, but never super.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to see any other Super Emeralds in play, really. They got written out super fast, from what I remember.
And here's one from Clara V. Will there be a Dragon Ball and Sonic crossover? And what would you do if you must make one? And did you know Akira Toriyama drew Sonic in the brief return of Dr. Slump? Is it a sign?
Oh, that'd be neat. No, that's between. Oh, who owns Dragon Ball now? Is it Shueisha?
Toy.
Toy?
It's Toy,
Yeah, okay.
isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, Shueisha's doing the anime.
Oh,
That's
Shueisha?
right?
Shueisha? Yeah, I'm seeing both.
All right, well, it all depends on who owns the rights. They have to do the talking.
Shueisha owns Jump. Okay, that's what I'm. Okay, that's what I've been told.
Okay. Whoever owns the rights to everything has to talk to everyone else, and they have to come together and make that work. That is well above my pay grade. But if it were to happen, that would be loads of fun. Like, I would definitely say play it more of an action comedy. Let it just be a celebration of both franchises and have them go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate the parallels, a little bit of self-parody here and there. And otherwise, just have a bunch of jokes and cool fight scenes.
Nice. All right, we got about 15 minutes before Super Chats close, so let's get through some of those. Here's a Super Chat from Frost the White Lion. Thank you. I like to think Shadow's speed comes from his chaos powers, and his air shoes are made to help control his speed. Plus, I've seen in his other games, it runs at high speeds with different shoes. Your thoughts?
I mean, that would make enough sense, but I don't know what Sega's official word is on that.
Mm-hmm. Here's one from Jams. Sega has decided to bring back Sega-owned characters, Scourge and his Antiverse, Finitivus, and Dark Enerjack. How would you use these concepts?
Do we need to? Is really the question. Like, especially Dark Enerjack, that's a derivative of Enerjack. Like, if we had Enerjack back on the table, I'd want to see that before I saw the variation on it. And sure, it would be fun to see an Antiverse again, since that's, a delightful trope. And you can always have fun with that. But Scourge was an exploration of Sonic in a kind of inverted way. And we're already kind of doing that with Surge now. So I feel like we'd be retreading old ground of what was already done in Archie Sonic, or we would be making Surge redundant. So I don't know. I think we're good with what we have right now.
Here's one from J Chance. How would a Shadow and Styx IDW issue go?
Awkwardly. I mean, it depends on the circumstances that they're brought together. He would not want to be working with her, and she's perfectly fine working on her own. So whatever scenario is it that's forcing them to be together would lead to antics, I'm sure. And Styx rattling off her various conspiracy theories and her presumed insights into what's going on, only to be deadpan shot down by Shadow every other sentence, leading to her indignant frustration. Those could be fun. Until, whatever it is they're investigating turns out to be actually legitimate. It's what Styx said it was from the very get-go. She's like, ha! I told you! I was right! Fine. Let's just kill it.
Well, I mean, she'd bring up the idea of aliens existing, and Shadow would be like, yes, I know.
She rattles off this insane conspiracy theory about Shadow's origin, and it's just actually his literal origin.
Yes, it's just a plot of Shadow the Hedgehog.
People say I'm crazy, but can you confirm? Shadow? Ask your question. Shadow? Come back. Shadow. Hey, Shadow. The fact that you're not saying anything is telling me that you're not saying anything on purpose. Shadow?
I like it. We got another super chat here from OzJam H. Thank you. As a follow-up of the games, what piece of info was quite strange from either localization or not, and burning to be answered? It's like, I'm guessing this is like, what did you learn that you were like, what? And then you had to look up, or you had to ask about. Like it needed clarification on if it was actually accurate or not, I guess.
Nothing is immediately springing to mind just because, I am an avid Sonic fan, and for the past 15 years, part of what my job has been, whether it's been asked of me or not, is to get into all the nuancy things. So okay, wait, no. I guess the nature of Silver's time travel is one where it's like, oh, really? Okay, but I can't get into that. I guess anything that would really answer your question is stuff that's fairly recent and I can't get into right now. So, sorry, gonna have to abstain.
And here's another super chat from Scurvy Pirate Hog. Eggman unites all the IDW Sonic villains in order to kill Sonic, but in order to make them trust him, he takes them to Disneyland. How does it go?
Well, Mimic doesn't go. He knows it's a trap. He absolutely knows it's a trap. Eggman's gunning for him. There's no way he's going to trust that. Rough and Tumble cause trouble. Start to finish. They are stealing from concession booths. They're cutting in line. They, are way too rambunctious on the rides. And then if they don't like the ride, they sabotage the ride. The Deadly Six hate it because everyone's having fun and they hate fun. They hate joy. They hate happiness. So they also are destroying the rides. And Starline is rather put out that everyone is being so obnoxious here on the day out with with Dr. Eggman. And, but it's not one of Eggman's theme parks, so ultimately it's okay.
Nice. And here's one from Pedanticat, team dynamic of Omega, General, and Nicole.
Very efficient, lots of robot destruction. Nicole is trying desperately to keep things on track. There is a mission, there is an objective. Omega, please stay on the path. And General would be kind of like the condescending big brother in the whole situation. Like, Nicole says we have to do this now. Omega, turn around. Omega, put that down. Omega, stop hitting that badnik with another badnik. We have an objective to do. And then Omega gets tired of it. It's like, technically, aren't you an Eggman robot? And that leads to some fun Omega versus General.
And here's one from Stephen A. Hey, Ian and Kyle, favorite Monty Python sketch? I mean,
saying the entirety of the Holy Grail movie is kind of a cop-out, isn't it?
Yeah, but also the obvious one. I'm basic, but I like the ex-parrot sketch.
That is a very good one.
It is good. It is well regarded for a reason.
Maybe I'm a simple guy, but I like the Ministry of Silly Walks.
Yeah. Also love that. Love the one where. Oh man, I forget exactly what it was, but one of them. I guess it's like one of them's an old lady who's like, tired of all this sex on the television. I mean, I keep falling off.
There's one where I don't even remember what the main premise of the sketch is, but there's two people just bickering. And this church bell's growing increasingly louder to the point where they're screaming at each other to be heard. And then they realize that the church is approaching them like some kind of kaiju. So they get out a bazooka to shoot the approaching church.
Yeah. Oh, and of course the Spanish Inquisition. Because nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Lumberjack song is a classic. And there was one sketch, it's dumb, but I don't know why it cracks me up, is the guy goes to a help facility because he can't pronounce the letter C. And the first thing is he walks into the wrong office and gets punched in the face, because that's the ministry for getting punched in the face. no, I'm looking for the speech impediment. Oh, that's just the office down the hall. Oh, thank you. And it's like, I can't say bat. You just said bat. No, I'm trying to say, bat. Oh, you mean cat? Yes. Well, can you say kite? Yes. Kettle? Yes. Well, why don't you spell cat with a K then? Cat. Oh, that worked then. Very good. And that's the sketch.
That's it. You fixed it. It's all fixed.
It's stupid, but I don't know it cracks me up every time.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is stupid. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be stupid. All right, we got a super chat here from Chaos Sonic 1. If you can convince SEGA to allow the main cast to get super forms and to limit your 6 other characters to use super forms from the games, who exactly?
If I can convince SEGA. But that's the hypothetical. That's not the question. 6 other characters to get supers. Amy, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tails and Knuckles for
Mhm.
surezies.
Well, there's 3.
Rouge could be fun. Her and Shadow going super on somebody.
Honestly, that does sound really cool. Yeah. I love that one. So there's 4.
I'll go with Bean.
Bean going super is a bad idea. I love the little green nutcase, but that's a bad idea.
Yeah. Mighty and Ray. But
Maybe.
are we talking modern cast or classic?
I mean, classic has that get out of jail free card where if you gather the emeralds, you can do it. They're just not canon,
right?
You don't even get that in modern.
True.
I know this might be wasting a wish, but seeing a super Zavok could potentially be cool. I know. It could be cool.
Could even go with like Tangle or Surge or something.
Boo this man. Boo.
Well, see, I feel like it's the height of nepotism to say Tangle or Surge.
Say Super Tangle would be really awesome.
Like if it's stuff I made, I feel like that's being really self-serving.
Super Sticks, of course.
Personally, I don't know how it would have worked out thematically or within the canon itself, but I always thought a super werehog would be boss looking.
Oh, yeah.
Like not a dark supersonic werehog, which would make more sense for what, the corruptive energy, but like a full on like almost golden Urazu style werehog. I don't know. I think that'd look neat.
All right, and 5-minute warning, guys, for your super chats. If you want to have them answered today, send them in within the next 5 minutes. So 5 minutes from now, any super chats that come in, we'll have to hold off and put them in the next priority Q&A episode. So just so's you knows. Let's go ahead and jump into this one here there's another one from, oh, nope, that's the same one we just did. Okay. Here's one from Deraza. Are you going to add more female hedgehog characters?
I don't know if we can. Because Surge in her original pitch was also a hedgehog to be, full on theme of, the anti-sonic type of thing. And and ultimately it was asked not to do that. Like Kit was also supposed to be a fox as well. And we were asked not to do that. So we got Tenric and
Fennec,
which Fennec is a type of fox, and Tenric's are false hedgehog. So it all works out in the end. But SEGA seems to be disinclined to have repeating species. Like the original pass at Tangle was a rabbit, and they said we already have one with Cream. It's like, but she's going to be very different. No, something else. Okay, well, that's where we got the lemur from.
Big stretchy ears instead of a tail?
Yep.
Interesting.
Originally, the original pitch that I had was a nod back to the original prototype rabbit design, pre-Sonic. So that she'd have, boxing ears that they kind of fold up at the ends.
Yeah.
And then she'd have kind of like a 4-way fist pummeling thing going on. She was always going to be kind of a bruiser, a scrapper. And when the whole rabbit thing got tossed out, it's like, well, how do we keep the core idea there? And I think it was Tyson who came up with the ringtail lemur and the stretchy, punchy tail thing. It's like, okay, no, that's cool. That's arguably better.
Nice.
And that's what we got. And she's great. People love her.
All right. Here's one from Solara Stain. I enjoy 90s songs. Which Sonic team would have the most hits if they found themselves in a boy or girl band? Is their dance choreography in sync?
I mean, if we were going to go by Boom.
Yeah, I mean, Team Sonic had Team Sonic was formed their boy and boy band.
If we're going with modern Sonic, I imagine Team Rose.
Yep.
I can see them doing the whole idol thing very easily.
Yep.
Big doesn't sing all that much, but he can keep rhythm. He can dance.
Indeed. I mean, the oh man, what's it called? The team up power in Heroes involves the Chaotix in a band. They're
That's
awful, unlistenable. I just always remember hearing beep 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 Charby beep beep. I don't know what else he says, but that's like the one main thing that stands out to me. And Vector's like, "Rah, rah." It's terrible, awful, but somebody somewhere likes it. Here's one from JJ Slider. In Chow in Space, a Chow dreams of being an intergalactic hero. Does this mean that all individual dreams are universal in scope plus size in the games? What?
Are we asking if because the Chow dreamed of a space opera, everyone can dream of a full universe? Is that the question?
I don't know exactly. I don't know. I'm wondering. I'm not sure if this is like a troll question or if it's a real question.
I don't
or if it's just a silly question. I don't know what's going on here.
Dreams have no limits. Let's just say that.
I never do. There's a question from Danny the Light. Would IDW Sonic Comics ever become a TV show?
I don't know. I think that would be up to SEGA, since they would be the ones to handle any kind of licenses and permissions and whatnot. I know IDW has worked on branching out to multimedia. Maybe they could facilitate such a thing, but they wouldn't be able to do it without SEGA say so. So I don't know.
All right. We got 1 minute of super chat questions. So if you want to ask a super chat, it's now or never. Jeffrey St. John has a super chat question, actually. If you had to pick a voice actor or A-list actor to be casted as me, who would you pick? As Jeffrey St. John? Well, this probably was a Sean Connery-esque voice, wasn't it? Intended originally,
well,
maybe?
I mean, I think in theory, but Jeffrey also changed between British and Australian depending on which era of the book you're reading.
Well,
sometimes which issue.
Yeah.
I don't know
which page you're reading, maybe.
I don't know. I'm terrible with voice actors and actors in general, so I am the wrong person to ask for this. I'm sorry. Joke answer is Aussie Man.
John St. John. The big and Duke Nukem as the voice of Jeffrey. I don't know. I don't know. All right, guys. The super chats are closed. Thank you. Super chat questions. We are no longer going to be answering them today. They will be moved to our next priority Q&A session if you do send in any more. So thank you all for your super chats, your contributions. They're very much appreciated. Thank you. But we got to cut things off eventually. Yep. And Let's move back over into some standard questions for a little bit. From Blue Dragon. What if someone turns super and burning at the same time?
Oh, geez.
They'd be super burning.
They might explode. I feel like it said somewhere that the Soul Emeralds choose to allow Blaze to access their power. So I guess the only real scenario would be A, if Blaze went super while burning, or B, the Soul Emeralds chose somebody else. But I don't know, at that point, I'd say split the difference and just call it, that's how you get hyper in modern settings. That is not a canon answer. That's just me spitballing.
Yeah. And here's a question from Yes. In Sonic Runners, Silver got a new form called ESP. Is it canon or not? Since I'm not sure if Sonic Runners is canon, does he still have the form in canon games?
No.
All right, here's one from Yo. In the Supersonic vs. Hyper Knuckles issue, Sonic states that a super form multiplied by 1,000 strength and speed. Is it true?
I mean, that era of the book was very Silver Age. We're going to throw numbers and feats at things and not think about the implications. So, I mean, between the two of them, they, if I remember correctly, the fight manages to like collapse the zone they're in. So that's some pretty hefty power being thrown around. So sure, why not?
Yep. Here's one from S Studios Alex. In the manga and in the Olympic Games, Eggman Nega has a control that allows him to travel between dimensions in addition to teleport. Does that mean he's still alive?
Maybe. I mean, he was also trapped under burning rubble and begging for help. So, until I am told officially otherwise, I'm considering his horribly ugly design dead and burned and gone forever.
And we got one from Bro. In the Archie comics, did the Chaos Emeralds and Super Forms become more powerful when the Emeralds fused in the Harmony Saga?
No. But you had infinite power fusing with infinite power. At that point, there is no greater threshold to be reached.
All right, here's one from Ryan W. On the cover of Tangle and Whisper number 4, it looks like Whisper is drowning. Does this mean she can't swim? And what about Tangle and Jewel? Can they swim?
Whisper, I imagine, can swim. Tangle? Don't take this as official, but I think it'd be kind of neat if she couldn't quite swim well. I mean, I'd have to reread Evan's latest, well, not her latest arc, but the Forest Fire arc when they're going down the river to see if she's struggling there or if it's just because it's the rapids or if she never gets a chance to swim because she's immediately on the log. I need to check those details again. I need to do research on Sonic. That's neat.
On your own book. But you didn't write the issues, obviously, but still.
Nah, I'm not lead writer anymore. I've got to follow what other folks do, which is such a strange feeling, but it's neat. I haven't felt this way in a long time.
I'm glad you're not like, oh, I could do so much better than they could. If I was a lead writer. No.
No. But it'd be kind of neat if she kind of struggled because of all the weight that comes with that tail. But I don't know. Again, I'd have to double check to see what Evan did with her. And Jewel, I don't know. She's not really a diving beetle.
Boo this man. Boo. Here's one from Asta K. Shadow has chaos energy in him. If he trained to increase that amount, could he eventually reach an amount big enough to turn super at will without the emeralds?
God, I hope not. He's already OP as it is.
Although
that does beg the question, can he increase his power or is he locked into what he's currently in? Like, is he, way beyond everyone else, but he's peaked? that could make for an interesting dynamic between him and Sonic, where Sonic is always evolving and changing and growing, and he is, stuck at just ultimate life form. Does he feel intimidated that Sonic could potentially surpass him one day? That would be an interesting dynamic to maybe do or explore.
Character development.
That's insane. Who would develop characters? Weird. Strange. All right. Let's go ahead and get through some more of these super chats. Maybe we can even get through all of them. This one is from Jams yet again. Thank you. Do blob feet make wet slapping sounds while barefoot?
Oh yeah, it's like having two raw chicken breasts and you just slap them on the counter.
Sounds about right. Here's one from Retsupe. You're competing for a gig, but you think the competition is a better writer. Will you let them have it for the project to be better, or fight for the money?
Oh, if I know someone's going to do a better job on a project, I definitely recommend them first.
Yeah.
Case in point, I got offered a gig with Dark Horse a few months ago, and it's like, okay, it's an interesting project, but I know somebody who is way, way better at this particular field than I am. What I would have to research for days, they would know off the top of their head. This is who they are. This is their contact info. This is what they've done in the past. Please reach out to them. And if they're not available, sure, I'll be happy to take it on. But trust me, this is the guy you want for the job. Like,
right.
I hate to turn down work, but if I know someone who can do a better job, then by all means, I know they're looking for work too. So let them do better than what I would do.
Right. All right, here's one from Chaos Sonic 1 again. Thank you. Since Shadow is modeled after Maria's soul, does that mean Maria also likes to eat coffee beans straight from the can and likes to be edgy at all times?
I'm not sure where this modeled after Maria's soul thing comes from.
I'm not sure either, but okay.
That's the first I've heard of that.
What?
I'm going to either chalk that up to fanon or some mistranslation somewhere. But I still greatly enjoy the idea of Maria and Shadow sharing raw coffee beans. Here she is, all pure innocence and light and goodness, and she's just
chomping down,
popping espresso beans.
She's just
like they're sunflower
down.
Seeds.
Apparently, this happens. This is revealed in Sonic Advance in a cutscene or Sonic Battle. I don't know. This is what I'm getting. This is secondhand information, obviously. So this came somewhere.
I'm gonna have to look at the actual screenshots for that.
Sonic Advance with Rouge and Shadow, something like that. Okay, well. Here's one from a super chat from Sonic Mania 2099. Which comics did your team have more fun with, Archie or IDW? Sometimes it feels like you guys had more fun with Archie Sonic rather than IDW.
I'd say they're both fun. I mean, IDW for me is tempered with the past experience of, having lost 2 runs on the Archie book. So that's just me being old and bitter. But I've always had the privilege of working with very talented and fun people. So, and it's Sonic. We're working on something that we love and get to do something creative with it. That's fun in and of its own right. So they're all fun.
Yeah. Here's a super chat from Danny the Light. Thank you. Will we be getting more heroes and villains with elemental abilities such as light, dark, earth, etc.?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't want personally, I don't want Sonic to turn too Genshin Impact-y. And that works for that game, sure, but Sonic isn't really an elemental based series, If they went that route, I feel like it would be better suited to, do a new take on the franchise.
All right, here's one from Joe M. So was Sonic 14 until Generations, or was he 15 turning 15? He is always 15 turning 15. And
as far as I know, he's 15 turning 15.
He's always turning 15. No matter what, he's 15, and then he turns 15. It's
Also,
just how it goes.
technically, canonically, classic Sonic and modern Sonic are the same height.
Yeah, and the same age.
Yeah.
And the same
So,
everything.
Have
Except
fun with that one.
Sonic is mute. This is the dumbest crap I've ever heard. Right. Let's see here. What am I looking for now? There was something in here, something in the chat that I saw. I think I lost it. Oh well. Anyway. Here's one from Speedweed. All right, so this involves recent video game stuff, but had you ever thought about trying to join up with Retro Studios to write Metroid Prime 4? If not, would you want to write for a Metroid game?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, Retro Studios was open to a remote writing position, so you better believe I threw my hat in that ring.
Ah, boy.
I don't know if it would be for Prime 4. I would hope it's far enough along in development that they're not writing the story now. But I mean, I want to be more involved with video games, and I want to write more for video games, so it'd be great if I got that. If not, perfectly understandable. But I'm having a blast with the Aether Studios crew. I'm having a great time with the other developer that I'm working with right now. So it'd be neat. Absolutely.
Yep. Here's one from J Chance. Who wins a chili dog eat-off, Sonic or Shadow?
Sonic.
Yeah. Does Shadow
Like,
even
he
like
has
chili
no
dogs?
qualms.
I don't think so.
Does he like anything?
Coffee beans?
But
Maria?
But, Sonic has no qualms about just wolfing him down, and Shadow wouldn't deign to show such indignity as to eat that sloppily or fast. So
He's no
Sonic
fun.
would eat. Yeah, Sonic would win hands down.
Here's one from another super chat from Retsupe. Point of adding in something new, even if it will be gone later, is that it's a really fun single story that never goes anywhere and can still be worth it. That's not a question, but thank you.
I get where you're coming from, but that's up to personal preference.
Sure. Here's a question from Sonic Mania 2099 again. Speaking of Scourge and Jerk, I think they meant Enderjack, but Enderjack is funnier. I heard the lawsuit mule is at it again. Will Sega do something about him?
I am not a representative or spokesman for Sega, and I will not imply that I am. I will not weigh in on this, and I really don't want to give any more attention to it than I absolutely have to. What happens is between those parties. I am not involved.
Here's a question from Joe M. If Shadow was made 50 years ago and Sonic always takes place in the present, then when Sonic 1 hits its 50th anniversary, it'll be possible Shadow is his clone?
Sure, why not?
What the heck? And we got another one here from Speedweed. Also, have you read Metroid X / Samus and Joey? If not, highly recommend. But if so, how could you think you'd fit that into a Metroid comic?
I know I've heard of it, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like a manga thing, but I'm not sure. Are you looking it up?
No. We don't
just
have
thinking
time
of
for
it?
me to research something
Okay.
like that. So,
Okay.
sorry, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, here's one from Chachura 10BL. Hey, Ian and Kyle, what ages do you canon Rough and Tumble to be? I kind of headcanon them to be in their early 20s. Thoughts?
I figure they're comparable to the main cast, so they're mid to late teens.
Sure. Here's a question from another one from Sonic Mania 2099. If Capcom came to work with you on the next Mega Man game if Frontiers does well, and they allowed you to include Archie characters, would you add Tempo / Quake Woman and Dr. Lalinde?
If they fit, It would kind of depend on what Capcom wants from the game. As far as I am aware, they have full access to the original comic stuff. I remember this as being told this by a Capcom rep at San Diego Comic-Con, I think it was. Because I think I remember asking him, is there any chance that she could cameo on a project one day? And he's like, well, yeah, they're technically ours. So I'm like, neat. So, I mean, if it fit into the story, sure. I wouldn't want to just cram it in there to say, hey, look, I did the thing. But sure, if it made sense, I'd absolutely love for her to see another chance at life.
Absolutely. And here's another super chat question from Joe M. What would a movie based on Sonic 06 be like? A mess.
Because, I mean, Sonic 06 was very cinematic in its presentation.
Yes.
But
it was also a mess.
It was. And I don't know. You need to find ways to condense and focus it, because you got at least 3 plot lines going on at one time.
Yeah.
And I feel like, sadly, Shadow and Silver's are way more compelling than Sonic's. But Sonic is also the most accessible of the 3. I don't know. Kyle, I think you had it best when you said it's a mess.
Mm-hmm. Here's one from Duraza. Sonic Next Generation series of Ship's Children?
No, please don't.
No, don't.
Because then we have to settle on official ships, and I don't want to go into that wharf.
No, please no. Here's a super chat from JJ Slider. In Sonic Rush, the Soul Emeralds pulled Blaze's dimension into Sonic's and could start the process at any time. Does this mean the Emeralds, on their own power, can move entire universes?
I don't remember that being how it went. I thought it was that the doctors had created a bridge between dimensions and were trying to force them together, and that the Soul Emeralds were able to stop that process. Mm-hmm. Then again, it's been a while since I've looked into it, and what the Soul Emeralds do and what the Jeweled Scepter does and what the Power of the Stars is and all that is very ill-defined. So I can't say for certain.
Yep. And our last super chat. Thank you so much for all your super chats and everything tonight. This is number 57, by the way. Holy crap. This comes from Vero N. No question, just wanted to say keep up the good work. I remember when you gave me a compliment over a Sonic fan comic I was doing years ago. I do my own stuff now, but keep on doing what you do.
Thank you very much, and all the best to you and your projects.
Very cool. All right, Ian. Well, we have been at this for an hour and 50 minutes. We're coming up to the 2-hour mark. How you feeling?
I am going to feel real bad if we didn't get to at least one standard from everybody. How are we looking on that?
We have 131 standard questions in total. We are at 36. Most of these are not repeats. Most of the people followed the rules. Thank you for your patience. So, we are... How many more hours do you have to go?
Let's go for another 40 minutes. Let's hit 8:30 and see how big of a dent we've made.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. We'll try and blaze
through. We're only supposed to do this for 2 hours, but we're already... Oh, boy.
We're going to try and go through it. So, yep. We're no longer taking any questions, guys, but thank you for asking. We have tons of them, and we're going to try and burn through them. So, here we go. This one's from Laba. Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks appeared in Sonic's world. How would Sonic, Shadow, Enerjack, Mogul, and Mephila's game interact and react to them in their power?
Oh, jeez. Okay, Sonic. Mm-hmm. He is terrified that whole other universes are crossing over now. That makes his job a whole lot harder. Enerjack actually manages to put up a brief fight against Trunks, and then Vegeta just nukes him. Mogul probably tries to do something sinister to take advantage of the situation, and then Goku punts him into the sun. Mephiles might actually require some Super Saiyan fighting to finish off, but equally gets Kamehameha'd into nothing.
Nice. All right, here's one from Orange Blues. Given the chance, would you be interested in doing anything with Natsu, or would the fact that he's so deeply ingrained in Sonic fan culture be too difficult? What would you do?
Number one, Nazo is not a character. Okay, it was prototype supersonic art. The name was Nazo.jpg, which meant unknown. It was a teaser image. Mystery, whatever. So there's nothing to be done there. But more to the point is he has become such a fandom created character that I wouldn't quite feel right touching it, you know? We wouldn't be able to incorporate the fan material ourselves in whatever scenario. So we would kind of have to reinvent the concept ourselves. And I don't think anyone who knows Nazo would want that. So why make something that's so obscure that most Sonic fans don't even know what it is, and those who do know what it is aren't satisfied with it because it's not what they enjoy already? Probably better to just let that be a pure fandom thing.
All right. Here's a question from Madeline Blue Star 7. Would it be possible for an official map of locations in the Sonic IDW comics to be released physically, digitally, or both?
Well, there has to be an official world for Sonic first, and we don't have that yet.
All right, here's one from Metal Sonic 4.1, the robot hedgehog. Hello, guys. So how was the heroes even able to scratch Metal Overlord? It shouldn't hurt him even a bit, yet you showed him as if it hurted him. He tanks through the hits of 3 super form. He should have OS.
Different Metal Overlord. Different circumstances.
Overlord. And here's one from Spell iCup. You do that. Have fun. There's one from Vampires. Or no, this one is from Spell iCup. They say vampires. How would they be introduced into Sonic mythology, and what would you do to make them different from other bloodsuckers?
I know we did this.
We have addressed this before. Yes, we have.
And
we were saying it was like energy sapping rather than actual blood, because we can't. You can't show blood.
Yeah. I don't think we can show people biting each other either. So yeah, some kind of energy.
What's the point of
sapping?
What's the point of Surge having shark teeth? She can't bite anybody
looks cool.
with them. I mean, it does. It's true.
And she can hurt people in so many other ways.
That's true. It is true. Here's a question from Coffee. I know you've already had questions about a Kirby and Sonic crossover, but what character dynamics do you think would work best between the two casts if it were to happen?
It's a little hard to say since a lot of Kirby stuff is so minimalistic on character representation. And what is there is, kind of big and bold statements, whereas a lot of the Sonic cast, I think, arguably has a bit more nuance. I mean, at this point, you have to have Meta Knight and Day-to-Day in the mix.
Oh, yeah, of course. And that would be required.
I mean, Meta Knight's fixation on strength and working hard and doing your best and always train and protect the weak and all that might be a fun 1-to-1 with Shadow.
Yep.
If you get into it.
Yep.
Day-to-Day is not a bad guy. He's just a little selfish. So if you have the inevitable villain team up of him and Eggman, that wouldn't last nearly as long as, say, Wily and Eggman or Bowser and Eggman, because Day-to-Day would just kind of go, wait, no, this is going too far, way, way earlier. And then he'd get roboticized because it wouldn't be a Kirby game without Day-to-Day being corrupted by some evil force. But like other characters like the animal friends or your companion per game have so little to them. It's hard to think of them in an extended universe or extended cast type of mentality.
Yes. All right, here's one from Delazox. What was Starline's plan if he had succeeded in kidnapping Tails? Would he have revealed his plan or released him after? What would having all of him have accomplished over just his fur?
I'm not sure, because that was Evan's story, so I don't know what nuance she had in mind for that.
All right. Here's one from Yoshi YT1326. What do you think about sprite series like Super Mario Bros. Z and others?
It's always impressive what fans can do given enough time and resources. And I remember seeing the original Mario Brothers Z way back in the day, back on like Flash and stuff. And those fight scenes had better choreography than they had any right to, man. Man, those rocked. I didn't see too much of the reinvention of it, and I want to say I heard it didn't last very long. I don't know. But, and I do have to be careful with what stuff I see around. But, any fans who are devoted enough to create is always a good thing.
Yeah, very cool. Here's one from Kanoka Club. Can you give a shout out to Wendy, the translator of the Japanese Sonic and Mega Man materials, whose channel is currently bonked due to bogus DMCAs? She could use the support.
Oh, absolutely. If you, put her channel in the chat there, everyone give it a click, give it a look-see to help her out.
Yeah, cool. Nice. All right, here's Just Angia again with a question. Hi, I've always been interested in the relationship between Team Dark characters and Chaotix. In Shadow 2005, Shadow is relatively polite and respectful to Vector. What do you think?
I don't remember him being particularly polite or respectful, but...
Well, he wasn't. It would just say he was not polite and respectful.
Oh.
Like he was... No.
Well,
he wasn't like he was... like it wasn't mean or anything to him. He was just, just like normal.
Yeah, but I think that's more Shadow's general indifference towards anyone who's not immediately his concern.
And the thing is, Wendy's channel apparently got terminated, so...
So there is no link to follow. That's too bad.
Yeah, sorry about that. Maybe if they have like a Twitter or something?
Yeah, if there's anything that can be linked to and supported, put it in there.
Yep. All right, here's one from Scarlet Chan. What if Shadow had Wisp DNA instead of Black Arms DNA?
Would he look more cuddly then? Would that explain his hedgehog cyclopean eye better?
Maybe. What if he had a... if he had Chow DNA?
Yeah, you make him go to Chow kindergarten. See how that works.
Oh, he'd like it there. Here's one from Scruffymet. You have been visited by the trickster god John Gray, and he has given you the keys to Paramount's Sonic Cinematic Universe. Pitch the rest of us the first phase movies and shows.
Oh, Lord.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And it's hard to say since Paramount is doing their own thing with Sonic, and it's not what I would have thought to do.
Right.
Like, it's a very different mindset, and that's very refreshing for me. Because I'm very used to the classic and the modern stuff, so having someone just do their own thing with Sonic is so different. It's hard to contextualize. I mean, I almost said obviously they're doing this for movie 3, but we already said try to steer away from spoilers.
Yeah. Let's not go into spoiler territory this time.
They seem to have a set course of action for 3, and we've heard there's a Knuckles series in the works, and honestly, that's enough. Like, I've enjoyed the MCU, but it's reached the point where I can't keep up with everything that's going on. And this is coming from someone who wants to. It can be too big. So having, a regular movie and a tie-in TV show is plenty. And being a Knuckles show is just great. So I don't know. I see nothing more to add. Like, let's see where they go with this.
Yeah, let's see who gets added if the cast expands any further beyond who's already been shown as far as game to movie characters. Then maybe we could build something. I don't know.
I mean, let's not go too crazy because Tails barely got enough screen time as it was.
Yeah, I know.
Adding more characters is just going to exacerbate the problem.
Yeah. All right. That we are at just over an hour, 2 hours here. We got we're up to number 47 of the standard questions, so let's keep on rolling through. This one's from Study Vibes. Random but cute and funny question. Which Disney princess would you say some of the main Sonic cast, like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Cream, etc., are like the most?
Points for an original question.
Blaze would be like Mulan, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that. Some degree of self-doubt, needing self-actualization, able to destroy whole armies with fiery power.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like it's cheating to say Knuckles and Moana just because she's an islander. That's a cop-out.
Yeah. Also, I don't know much about Moana. I've not seen that movie yet.
But they both had to deal with large, watery, deity-like figures, so maybe that's not too much of a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very big stretch, but this is a very different question.
Lava, no?
Well, there's also the water one.
Crab.
I feel like Amy should be the easiest one to pick, but that's hard to do.
I'm trying to think of all of the Disney princesses, first of all. I don't know.
I mean, I want to make a Amy and Werehog, Belle, and Beast joke, but Belle was an inventor, and Amy is not so much.
Yeah. It's being suggested that Sonic is Merida from Brave.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, there you go. Tails and Belle. Yeah, inventor and inventor.
Yeah.
Cream could arguably be like either Snow White or Cinderella, in that they have small animal-like companions to help them out.
Yeah.
Darn it, who would Amy be?
It's like it's suggested as Ariel. I don't know though. I don't know.
I mean, to
Princess Leia.
move on to pursue your one true love, even so far as to leave your natural physical body and your entire ecosystem. That might be like old school Amy, but I think the main takeaway from this is we need a Disney princess who hits things with a hammer.
Yeah. We need that right now, Disney. Once you stop taking over everything else entertainment, maybe come up with one of those. Guess there's always Rapunzel. Rapunzel, yeah. Amy for Amy?
Yeah, okay.
I think
pan,
that
hammer,
works. Yeah, I think okay. Yeah, we found it.
Believes in the best of everyone. Yeah,
the one who the one who's got is one who's a bit fiery, you know. I mean, there's quite a few of them who are a bit fiery, but you know.
Put a tiny SBO on her shoulder.
No, weird.
All right, here's the one from MSP169. Actually, you know what? You had a super chat earlier, didn't you? I feel like I've said that before. Have I said that name before? No, I've not. I'm sorry. Apologies.
They're irregular, but I don't think we've had them today.
No, okay, not today. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure we're getting through at least one of you guys, one from each of you guys, as much as we can. All right, MSP169 is here with the question. Would you see Tangle having a running gag with Belle, with her resisting the temptation to tell others about her clown nose, or do you think she would keep her temptation in check?
Oh, she would absolutely honor the secret, but there would always be the temptation to make it honk herself.
Honk, honk.
You know, just kind of staring from across the room and the tail's just slowly snaking its way ever closer.
Yes. And here's one from Overlord X. Despite everything going on and the betrayals between all the bad guys, will Starline team up with anyone else in the future? Surgeon Kit definitely won't be teaming up with him again.
I'm not going to spoil that, man. You're just going to have to see how Sonic 50 pans out.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Here's one from Stacy H. We know how Surge feels about Sonic, but what would Kit's opinion of Tails be?
Oh, he hates Tails.
His opinion of Tails is whatever Surge tells him his opinion of Tails is.
That too. But, you know, Surge wants Sonic destroyed, and Tails is the principal support to Sonic. Ergo, Tails is a problem to what Surge wants, and therefore Tails must be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a heck of a time. Here's one from Happy Times. If Big uses soul emeralds, what would Burning Pig be like? Or can only female cats go burning? I think I've said that before, but yes, I'm going to say that only female cats can go burning.
But we're losing out on Burning Big, the big kahuna.
Burning Big. We do need that. We need Burning Big.
Just this absolute ever walking sun. You see this inferno ball just slowly trundling across the plains, everything wilting in its wake. And from the inside the glorious furnace that is his body, you hear, Froggy?
Like how he doesn't like his demeanor doesn't change in the slightest. He's like
iota.
Exactly the same.
He doesn't understand why all the fishing ponds are drying up the minute he walks close.
Yeah, he doesn't understand what all this fire is around him. Like he can't figure it out.
He just shoves an entire mountain range aside. You there, buddy? Oh, well. He has reshaped the entire surface of Blaze's world in search of this frog, who's still back on Sonic's planet. He
just picks up Blaze's entire castle to look for Froggy. Lifts it up.
Not under there.
You know? Boom. If anybody did get hurt by Burning Big, it would be a pure accident on his part. It would be because you got in the way. You were the one stupid enough to get in the way.
I mean, he's not coming fast.
No, obviously not. He's just kind of there, you know? All right, here's a question from Alec J. How would an interaction between Belle and C-3PO go?
I think she'd be one of the few things alive that could tolerate 3PO's uptightness.
Yeah.
And left to their own devices, I figured they could be conducive and productive.
I think that would be kind of a fun dynamic.
I mean, he might eventually start to wear on her nerves, but she'd be too polite to say anything.
Yeah. Oh, dear. Here's one from legendary Ouija53. What would Scourge and Surge think of each other? We've done this before, but, real quick.
They'd hate each other.
Yeah.
With a burning passion.
Uh-huh.
I think we also said in the previous episode that in the circumstance where Scourge didn't know who she was initially, he tried to hit on her first. And that would go disastrously.
Ugh.
And then afterwards, they would be just absolutely at each other's throats.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's a question from Leon D. What would the gameplay of characters such as Clutch, the Skunk Brothers, Mimic Jewel, etc. be in an adventure-style game?
Clutch and Evan, if she addresses this on her Tumblr or whatever, please feel free to correct me. I imagine Clutch is more of a story character and maybe like a boss encounter. I don't see him having a moveset as much as the others. But if she has a clearer vision for that, please feel free to correct me on that. Ruff and Tumble are definitely mini bosses. Ruff has got more bouncing attacks, more area of effect attacks, leaving behind those poison clouds, whereas Tumble is more of a brawler, like big double lariat spins around the arena type of thing.
I feel like if you could play as them, you'd be like switching back and forth, maybe. Like you could switch back and forth on the fly between what sort of playstyle you wanted. That might be fun. Because you got to have them together.
As many bosses I see them as you encounter each one individually, and then you encounter them both at the same time, and their attack patterns complement each other. So where individually they were manageable, together they're actually kind of a threat.
So they're bit and bite.
Let's see. Jewel is always meant as a support character to Tangle in terms of what I was thinking. She would be a midair anchor point for Tangle to grapple and swing from. Did we have anybody else in the question?
Etc.
Well, at interest of time, I don't think we can run through the entire IDW cast.
No.
That should give you a basic idea.
Yeah. Ethan Law, whatever. I already said your name. Oh, well, you're in the chat. Your name's out there. Sorry if you didn't want us to say it. They want to... my mistake. What is your favorite Sonic transformation?
Maybe Excalibur Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a neat riff on Supersonic. Supersonic itself is fine. It's nice, but we see it so much, it's become
kind of rote, pedestrian, expected.
Yeah. I mean, Hypersonic's neat, but that's just flashier Supersonic.
Yeah.
Darkspine's got some neat ideas, but I find him largely underwhelming. It's more of the concept.
Mm-hmm.
And Werehog is fun, but it's also, I don't know. There's a whole other discussion to be had for Werehog. Excalibur Sonic, I feel like, is a neat twist on the Supersonic thing. And I'm biased because With Me is freaking amazing, and that entire sequence is amazing. So, but they didn't ask for any like legitimate reasons. Just what's your favorite?
Yeah.
I don't have to justify it. I like my armored golden hedgehog and his giant world-cutting sword.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I like it, and that's all the reason you need.
That's right. Well, I'm going to go with Mecha Sonic. Mecha Madness, Mecha Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to go with that one, Just so freaking cool. All right, here's one from Patricia S. If you were hired to write a destructive spin-off movie in the movie Sonicverse with Fiona being the main protagonist, something that would never happen, how would you do it? Well, at least you're honest and you'd know.
That's really tricky since Fiona and the Destructics, their motivations and importance are so deeply entrenched in the Sonic lore. So to make, well, we didn't really specify that it isn't Sonic related, did we?
Mm-mm.
This is just a what if.
Yeah.
But
But it would be in the movie Sonic verse, is what they said.
Oh, and excuse me, in the movie Sonic verse. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, they're bad people, and they want to achieve something, and that runs counter to Sonic. So I guess the main crux of the movie would be to introduce the group, their dynamic, and what is it that they're after. You know, why are we rooting for the bad guys here? What is it about them that is endearing where we want them to succeed even though we know it's a bad thing? And I think the most pathos you're going to get is out of Fiona by playing up the angle that she has been wronged in the past. And, you know, she's once bitten, twice shy about any kind of trust dynamic. So maybe that's your A plot, is she's starting out as just the boss of the team. And together they grow into a mid. Do you mind? I'm mid plot pitch here. The A plot is them coming together as a team and actually, you know, finding common ground and sinking. Sink with a Y, mind you. Cat, sit your furry butt down. Thank you. As for what they're after, I don't know. They heard the Chaos Emeralds are on Earth, and they're tearing it up looking for them, and Sonic is trying to stop them while also explaining that he yeeted them off into the multiverse somewhere, and they just don't believe him. Nice. And the resolution is something, I don't know.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
Ice cream. Here's a question from Michael H. Are you happy about Sonic SatAM Season 3? And did you watch the trailer?
It is a fan project, and I know it's largely safe since it's focusing on SatAM, but therefore I have to still kind of keep it at arm's length. The dedication that they have shown to it is incredible. I wish them all the luck with it, and you know, be careful with your presentation. I did get one email from one excited fan saying, "Hey, it's officially back. SEGA brought back the Freedom Fighters and everything." It's like, no, this is a fan project, and I worry for their team if things get a little, I don't know. All it takes is one executive somewhere to have a bad day and ruin the fun for everybody. But I'm not going to tell them how to do their fan project. That's not my place. Yeah. So I wish them the best. I wish them, you know, no drama and hassle, and, you know, more power to them.
Absolutely. I'm seeing here that we actually missed a super chat.
Oh my goodness.
My bad. Sorry. Our bad. All right. This is one from Duraza. Amy Rose the Hedgehog getting her own game?
Be neat. The question is, what would it be?
I'm into it. It would be a hammer simulator, Ian. You hammer things. That's what you do.
I don't know. It would be kind of neat to see an extension of her one appearance, really, with Sonic Adventure, something that's a puzzle platformer, with some light combat elements.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe find a way to tie in the fortune cards to some kind of buff system.
That would be fun.
Take a page out of Bat and Kaito's origins. Use cards there, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. All right, let's jump back over into the other questions real quick. We still got some time. There's one from Certified Chump. Do characters from Mania at least exist in the modern timeline? I love the idea of the hooligans sipping on totally non-alcoholic ice cream in Mirage Saloon while Sonic kills another god.
Hey, boss, should we take care of that? Nah, we're off the clock. There's not there's not alcoholic floats going straight to my head. The official word up until right now has been that classic and modern are separate. So anything that has only shown up in classic does not have a modern counterpart. That could change. So for now, no, they're not available. For now.
For now. Here's a question from JR Unbound. Do you think Silver is treated as a celebrity in the future since he saved the world? Who else in the cast do you think would be remembered in Silver's time?
No, Silver is, if anything, unknown because he's so weird in the timeline. He's just another guy. He's kind of the weird one who keeps gawking at everything. It's like, oh, this is still standing. That's not on fire. There's people and they're alive. It's like, what is wrong with this dude? Just keep your distance.
Poor guy.
I imagine Sonic is remembered, but I don't know, given how our collective memory of things in the real world is kind of lacking, one might argue others kind of fell by the wayside. But it also begs the question of what happened in the intervening 200 years to make anybody memorable. Like, did Tails just kind of usurp Sonic in the hero business and he's the one that's remembered and Sonic isn't? I don't know. There's a lot that can happen in 200 years.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Here's one from the Saxon. How do you feel Starline would do in prison, considering how you could interpret what he did to Surgeon Kit?
Oh, he wouldn't stand confinement very well at all.
Oh, no.
You know, denied his creature comforts, he'd be absolutely miserable.
Yeah. Yep.
He would be fueled by his petty revenge. I mean, once he got out, oh, the vengeance he would have. But he would be in bad shape otherwise.
Yes. Here's one from B17567. When Sonic and Shadow Chaos controlled the space colony, what would happen if only the space colony was transported, BioLizard was not, and fell into the Earth? It would burn up on re-entry.
I don't know. That's a lot of BioLizard.
That's a lot of meat for a long time. You have some good, some good eating for 200 years.
I mean, depending how sturdy the thing is, would it break up on reentry, or would it actually manage to endure as one large super charcoaled lump? And if it, I don't know, if it managed to stay intact and it managed to make landfall, that'd probably be a sizable meteor impact. You might see some property damage. It might be a bad time, or a very big splash in the ocean.
Yeah. And we got a question here from You're Dead, not big surprise. In the end of Eggman's Dozens arc, we saw Ma was talking about a new method for robotization, and Eggman sent him a lab rat. Was Ma going to be responsible for Metal Virus in Archie Comics?
Yes. Not like solely responsible, but he would have been involved in the beginning of that plot line.
Interesting. Oh. All right, this one here is from Golden Dawn. Any chance to bring Null into IDW Comics since he technically didn't appear in Archie? I'll be pleased even with a bootleg version of him, don't worry.
Maybe. Of all the stuff that we had to cut and never saw the light of day, Null is probably the most malleable, but Null's, in my mind, was also a kind of event villain, and I'm not writing the book right now, and I do not want to, pitch an event storyline and steal all of Evan's thunder. So I don't know. Maybe one day we can see some incarnation, but not anytime soon.
Here's a question from Winston K. My dad said that my second volume of the IDW collection that I got for my birthday was signed by you. Can you confirm?
Well, if it says Ian Flynn on the inside cover, yes.
If it has a signature on it that says your name, yes.
I mean, I did get a request from someone for that book, but I don't want to trot out your name here in public for everyone to know. But yes, very recently I did fulfill an order with a birthday signature. So
Awesome. Happy birthday. Here's one from the Spooky Cat. Would the yellow spheres on top of the chow's heads taste like lemon drops?
I would imagine their flavor would be dependent on what emotion they were conveying at the time.
Maybe it would taste like lemon sundrop dandelion.
No, Kyle. This is a happy place. We do not go there.
I'm happy. Anyway.
But like, if it was just like the neutral dot, I imagine it'd be kind of flavorless, just like a very light bread bun. But if it was like the twisted spiral when they fall face down to the ground, it'd be like a very bitter pretzel.
Mm.
I'm putting way too much thought into the devouring of chow pieces. This is disturbing.
I think so. I mean, we've had the question of what would chow taste like recently a few times. So I don't know. It's your fascination with eating tiny creatures, folks. I don't know. I mean,
the real
I too
question is,
also
does a
enjoy
chow
eating.
fit into an air fryer?
It might. Also, I enjoy also eating tiny creatures, to be fair. So I get it. Just kind of funny. And here's one from Red with some Japanese characters after it, I believe. I'm not certain how those are supposed to be. I do not speak Japanese or read it, so apologies. But if you had full creative freedom with the Chaos Emeralds, what would you do with them? How would Chaos powers work? How would super forms work, etc.? So,
I don't think it needs to be revised all that much. I like the degree of mystery to it.
Oh.
Like, they are gems of incredible power, and that power can bring dreams to reality. That works fine enough for a fantasy series. I'd like maybe a little more definition on the positive and negative spin on that energy, so we could maybe play with super forms a little bit more. Open it up to, not just Sonic and a select few, but if you have the will or the constitution, you can harness the power. And if not, well, that shows where you're lacking. But as they are, I don't think they would really need. I should say I'm kind of satisfied with, for the most part, where they are right now.
all right. And, well, we are at the 30 mark, Ian. We are at the 2:30 mark. So,
And how many first unanswered questions do we have left?
probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 40, 50. So, yeah, I don't think we're getting to them all anymore tonight, guys. I think that might be it.
I hate to say it, but I think I have to tap out because
Yep.
my throat is turning a wee bit raw. I don't know if I can handle another 30 minutes.
Nope.
I mean, I might be able to, but by the end, it'll be sounding like this.
We really don't need you sounding like that on the show again. We went through that once, so don't need that to happen again. So, yeah.
That was not fun.
No. So,
Well,
I think we're
they
going to
will
cut
be
it off
added.
here.
Yep, they will be added to the standard Q&A queue. We will get to them, I promise.
We'll get to them eventually, hopefully. Who knows when, who knows where, who knows how, but eventually.
I am dedicated to it.
I hope they will, because I don't know, man. There's so many. It's a lot. So I'm sorry. We are very done
figure out a way.
tonight. If you had a question, if you came in late, I'm super sorry about that. But I mean, we are but two regular, normal human men who have very little stamina. At least I do. So
Don't extol our virtues too vehemently there, Kyle.
But I do want to say something before we get out of here, before we leave. I want to say something because we've had two new members on YouTube join, and we've actually got 5 people total on has joined our channel on YouTube. So nice. Thank you. Awesome. You guys are great. Thank you to Danny the Light and Frost the White Lion for joining us tonight. And Agnes Symbolon joined us a couple days ago. Wheels282 Hedgehog joined us last month. And Jamal S actually joined us 3 months ago. So thank you guys for your support on YouTube.
Yeah, very cool. We are slowly growing our base here.
Indeed. So thank you guys.
Thank you to everyone who submitted super chats and helped us out this month. That's greatly appreciated.
Yep.
And thank you to everyone who asked questions and continued to drive the show. This is becoming far bigger than we are prepared for. So we're going to continue to brainstorm how best to serve you guys.
Yes.
And get this to work. So thank you again for your patience and for all your support and your interest and just hanging out with us.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys in the chat have been great. So thank you for being mostly behaving well and for being cool, for most of you. So almost like 99.9% of you tonight have been really cool. So you guys are awesome. It's good to see some of the regular folks in there too. So you guys are great. Thank you.
That's going to wrap us up for this live session of the BumbleKast Q&A. We will see you Monday for some prior Q&A. No, we're not.
No, actually, Monday we will be seeing you for this video.
Yes, this will be
Monday's.
Yes,
if you missed it, this will be coming out on Monday.
Yep. Wednesday is going to be our Sonic 2 movie review.
Yep.
And then Friday we have a patron guest sponsored episode. So lots of cool and different stuff coming up this next week.
Indeed. Yep. So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be fun. And then we'll be back the week after this coming week with more of your questions.
So much Q&A.
So much.
Let's get out of here. Thank you again, everybody.
Yep.
And we will see you later.
See you guys next time.